Yo, what is up, guys? My name is IDK Name, and today I'm bringing you my 7.0 Legion Hunter Marksman Guide. So Marksman has remained similar but different. I'll go over all the changes that we need to expect in playstyle and cooldowns and that of the sort. So first, obviously we're marksmanship, so these are the core abilities we'll be working with: arcane shot, aim shot, mark shot, multi-shot, bursting shot, and the hunter's mark. So let me go through and explain all of them. Arcane shot has changed in the way that it used to be a focus dump, but now it's a focus generator that you use when you have nothing else to cast. Or if you just want to spam it, that's up to you. But it's pretty good, good for focus regen. Aim shot, which is basically the exact same as it is in live. Marked shot, which is a new ability that is activated by Hunter's Mark that does some pretty cool stuff. We'll think about that. Multi-shot is the same thing that it always is. Bursting shot is a new ability, completely new. It is a short range, and by that means like melee distance attack that all enemies in front of you will be blasted back a little bit, not far, but a little bit, and will be disoriented for 4 seconds, I believe it is. 4 seconds? Yes, 4 seconds, and dealing an itty-bitty amount of damage. Nothing much, but a good PvP move. And then here's the Hunter's Mark that will trigger the marked shot. Passive auto shots have a chance to cause your next arcane shot or multi-shot to apply Hunter's Mark, activating marked shot. So obviously this can be used very easily for AoE or single target purposes, obviously with the arcane shot and multi-shot use. That's basically all that's different with the actual core abilities. Let's go to the talents. On the first talent tree, we have Careful Aim, which is aim shot, arcane shot, mark shot, and multi-shot have a 20% chance to increase critical strike chance against targets above 80% health, and those critical strikes will deal an additional 30% damage over 8 seconds. So it applies a little dot, not much. It seems like all classes have this kind of talent, but not many seem to be using it. I don't know. Using arcane shot or multi-shot 3 times in a row will increase your focus regeneration by 25% for 12 seconds. Here's where I have a problem with this. Focus is so easy to come by because of how often you'll be spamming arcane shot anyways. This is useless compared to Lone Wolf, which we'll get to in a second, which is very obvious because it's very similar. It's Lone Wolf increases your damage by 18%, but you can no longer use Call Pet, and you no longer get like the choose a buff, obviously, because, that shit's been taken out for basically every class. On the level 30 talent tree, we have Lock and Load. Your ranged auto attacks have an 8% chance to trigger Lock and Load, causing your next 2 aim shots to cost no focus and be instant. I think this will be very useful for you if you don't have your 4-set bonus like I do, which makes your arcane shot or auto, aim shots instant anyways. But this may be better on certain boss fights than what True Aim, which is the other one I'm about to show you. It may just depend on situation, the type of boss or, PvP or PvE, whatever. Black Arrow, it's a dot that lasts 8 seconds that summons a dark minion to taunt for the dot's duration. If you kill an enemy while it's affected, the cooldown will be reset. This just kind of reinforces the old Hunter style of just being able to just walk around with a pet taunting everything for you and you not having to worry about much on your own. Next is True Aim, which is the one I've chosen for now. Each successive arcane or aimed shot fired at the same target increases the damage of those shots to deal to the target by 2%, sucking up to 8 times. So this is a 16% damage buff for your abilities like aim shot, which can be buffed even more, by the way, by marked shot. So this is very good for single target, like ridiculously good for single target. This is what I'm choosing for now. Maybe in the future it'll change the Lock and Load. Dash is a passive which increases the duration of aspects of the cheetah by 3 seconds. Far Strider, your critical strikes have a 10% chance to reduce or reset the remaining cooldown on disengage. And Post Haste, which is Post Haste. This doesn't matter. This really doesn't. I chose Post Haste just because I like it. It's fast. And speaking of dash, I should probably mention that aspect of the cheetah has been changed to be a 90% speed increase for 3 seconds, then a 30% speed increase for another 9 seconds, 3-minute cooldown. So it is no longer just kind of something you will have all the time. The next tier, Explosive Shot, which is probably the worst talent in history, but, you know, I'll go over it anyways. Fires a slow-moving munition directly forward, activating the ability. A second time detonates the shot, dealing up to 69,000 fire damage to all enemies within 8 yards. Damage based on proximity. So what this means is that you would fire the shot, and it would slowly move, and then you press the button again to activate it, and it blows up. Here's why this is terrible, especially in PvP. Oh no, he moved slightly to the left. My 30-second cooldown no longer fucking matters. And it's not even that much damage anyways. Maybe like with certain fights this may be good, but it just seems pretty terrible. And if you're lagging in any respect, say goodbye to that, man, because it's not happening. Not happening. Sentinel applies Hunter's Mark to all enemies near the target. This is going to be pretty good for AoE, because you're basically going to be able to spam heavy marked shots, and it'll be crazy. Gain the patience of a patient sniper, by the way. Gain the patience of a veteran sniper, increasing your maximum focus by 30 and causing vulnerable to increase your marked shot and aim shot damage by 150%, but only lasts 6 seconds and no longer stack. This is what I choose because it just makes your aimed shot so much, your marked shot so much more valuable in terms of single target damage, especially when we go to the higher levels and our crit is even higher than it is now, when we will basically be able to just spam marked shot over and over again and have it always doing 150% extra damage. That's going to be pretty good. We've got our CC type tree, or branch at 75. It's binding shot, which is the same. Wyvern sting, which is the same. Camouflage, which is the same, except it's guaranteed stealth, kind of like rogue stealth, but without the speed boost. Still healing 2% of your health every second. It's the exact same. It's just like it was in Warlords. A Murder of Crows summons is the same. It's the same. 30 focus, 1 minute cooldown, lots of damage. Yeah, good. It's really good. Except now, when the target dies, the ability is reset. Barrage, which is still ridiculously good AoE. And Volley, which they brought back, but it seems to be one of those abilities they brought back just because. It's not even that good. It's kind of cool, though. It's got a cool animation. I can show you it now. We'll slap Volley on. See how it kind of does that like arrow flutter thing? It's pretty cool. Ignore the large amounts of damage I'm doing, by the way. It's because I'm in Ironforge. But you get the point. I don't want to be in combat. Okay, back to Murder of Crows, which is better. Or at least for a single target. Oops. And then our last talent tree, which is Sidewinders, which is a 10-second cooldown with haste. And it launches Sidewinders that travel toward the target, weaving back and forth, dealing 20,000 nature damage to each target they hit. Cannot hit the same target twice. Applies vulnerable to all targets hit. Generates 50 focus, and it replaces Arcane Shot. So this is your super big AoE cooldown type thing. This will boost your AoE damage so much. It will make you like so powerful in AoE. But obviously this is not an AoE type build, but just know that if you're playing AoE, that's probably what you're gonna pick. Trick Shot. Aim shot will now ricochet and hit all vulnerable targets for 30% of normal damage. If there are no other vulnerable targets, the damage of your next aim shot is increased by 15%. I just don't think that's good enough in AoE or single target to compare to what I'm about to show you, which is the middle one, Piercing Shot. 20 to 100 focus, obviously scales with how much it takes. So if it takes 100 focus, it's going to be very powerful. A powerful shot which deals up to 170,000 damage, which is very big, considering your aim shot, which is considered your other big one, for me is about 27,000. And also costs 50 focus. So that's quite a lot. And deals about 85,000 damage for me. to all enemies between me and the target. So if there were like a line of people between us and I fired that, whew, that's a lot of damage. That's like firing off like 3 aimed shots onto everybody and then like 5 onto this guy, but doing it instantly. That is ridiculously strong. So now that we've gone over the talents, let's go over the playstyle. I'm going to ignore my Mirror of the Blade Master, as it is not going to be a part of our rotation because Mirror of the Blade Master will not be valuable because it's a wad trinket. First, let's go over our cooldowns. Your only real DPS cooldown is True Shot, which is going to increase haste by 40% and causes Arcane Shot and Multi-Shot to always apply Hunter's Mark. It only lasts 15 seconds, but that's a lot of time to do a lot of good damage. You've got Exhilaration, which is a 50% health cooldown. I already went over Aspect of the Cheetah. You've got Aspect of the Turtle, which is Deterrence, but it lasts twice as long, 3-minute cooldown, and only 1 charge. Disengage, it's the same. You got Eagle Eye back in case you ever wanted that. It's fucking stupid, but you know, whatever. We have it now. Feign Death, which is the same. That's basically it in the way of cooldowns. And let's go over the rotation. So obviously you're going to want to start off by using Piercing Shot. And any, you know, for a boss fight, let's say, you use any of your cooldowns. Then you want to Arcane Shot until you get a Marked Shot. Once you get a Marked Shot, I like to build up. You know, in this phase when I can just spam them both, I like to build up my my True Aim to 8. And then I spam out a few of my aim shots. That won't stay very long as we will get our artifact ability. That is basically it for Marksmanship Hunters in 7.0. Tell me what you thought of the guide, and I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.